Hey, sorry. I was sitting right here next to the iPad waiting for it to get 12 o'clock, and here's 12:20. I am very sorry. So, this is an interesting topic. We covered Epstein a lot, and something that just come up like yesterday is that, well, over the weekend, I guess, and then again yesterday, James O'Keefe said yesterday that it may be that what the DOJ has is like hard drives and videotape, and he said he may have the actual files. And he is going to go live later today and talk about what he actually has. Now, from the video that he has that I saw yesterday, is he has uh, Jeff on video Jeffrey Epstein walking with Prince Andrew. He also said that it is very unlikely that Virginia Giuffre committed suicide. He said, if so, she would be the fourth um, Epstein witness to say that they were not in no way suicidal, and then 2 weeks later get found dead of a suicide. That's all really interesting because, you know, we need to start connecting the dots here. And one of the things that also come out, Matt Gaetz said, like over the weekend, maybe late last week, that the person, he said that that he knows that another government was allowed to come in and unalive Jeffrey Epstein. And he said, the person with those answers is Bill Barr. And he said that Bill Barr should be called in front of Congress and made to tell what he knows. And here's something else that's come out recently. Okay, everybody says that that Ghislaine Maxwell worked for Epstein. It just recently come out that, yeah, Bill Barr. It also just recently come out that Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was Mossad, and that Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was taken out by Mossad after Epstein. So that puts a whole different spin on this, because if Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was Mossad, that means that Epstein worked for Ghislaine and Ghislaine worked for her dad. That means this was all a trap to get government leaders from around the world in their little kingdom, we'll put it that way, and get it all on tape. Now, this morning, Pam Bondi said that what they have on videotape with world leaders and Epstein and others is horrible and disgusting, the things they're doing to children. That puts a new spin on things, doesn't it? And, you know, Matt Gaetz saying that Bill Barr is the one with the answers and that he should be called in front of Congress and be said to tell what he knows. That makes this whole thing huge, bigger than Watergate. That means we allowed, this is the way I'm terming it, we allowed a foreign government to come in and unalive a uh, def- defendant in a case and then stage it as a suicide. All of these witnesses that are saying, I am not in no way suicidal, and then get found of supposed suicide, that makes this bigger than Watergate because we now have a foreign government being allowed to come into one of our prisons, take out an inmate, take out the witnesses to that inmate. Because the one person who had the personally witnessed Clinton with kids and others with kids was Virginia Giuffre. And for her to have said over the past year, I am not now, nor have I ever been suicidal, that just makes this totally weird, you know? Well, the whole thing is creepy, but it puts a new spin on things. And Jamie Comer said yesterday that it is likely that Ray and um, Merrick Garland allowed for evidence to be deleted. Yeah, yeah, it come out recently that he paid her close to $30 million. Right. She bought, I believe it was like 30 or 40 acres in the Australian outback. And 2 weeks before she passed away, she posted signs, no trespassing signs, on her property where they had never been posted anything before. And her dad said that someone got to her. Um, Virginia's dad said someone got to her. He said, I talked to her the day that she passed away, and she was happy, looking forward to, living whatever life she had left. He said she was not suicidal. Well, you know, Patel, I don't much put him in that because he's been busy behind the scenes with these drug busts. They've been doing one drug bust a week for the past 5 or 6 weeks. But Pam Bondi was asked today about what Benny Johnson said on his show to Jamie Comer yesterday. And she said, and this backs up what James O'Keefe said yesterday. James O'Keefe said yesterday that it is likely, not James O'Keefe, Jamie Comer said yesterday, and it backed up what James O'Keefe said. He said it's likely because Ray and Merrick Garland allowed for the deletion of evidence that there is no physical evidence, that it's all on videotape and it's on hard drives. And Pam Bondi said yesterday, no, not yesterday, said this morning that what they have is on hard drives and on videotape. That backs up what Jamie Comer said yesterday. It also backs up what James O'Keefe said yesterday. James O'Keefe said yesterday it's likely that he has the only copy of the Epstein list. And he's going live later today and share with the world what he has. And I thought, we have to talk about this because there's a lot of stuff going on here, and fingers are getting pointed this way and that way. But something that I thought of, a case from start to the time that it goes to trial, or not, investigation to charges brought, often takes a year to 2 years. And Bondi has only been on the job 6 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks. Because they held her vote for weeks and weeks and weeks after her hearing. And to me, that just says, okay, there was some sinister stuff going on at the DOJ that they wanted to get done before she took office. On another front, this morning, Kristi Noem was in front of the governor's mansion in Illinois. And she had some angel moms and angel dads and a bunch of Illinois lawmakers that wanted to end sanctuary state policies. And J.B. Pritzker called out Kristi Noem and said that he was not afraid of no Republicans. Well, she showed up at the governor's mansion today and held a full-blown press conference. I thought that was really good. Good on her to hold a full-blown press conference about what the illegal aliens are doing in the state of Illinois and how they're being allowed by Governor Pritzker to unalive citizens of Illinois. And I thought that was, he picked on the wrong person. You know what I mean? You know, Christy Nome is tough as nails. And she's not afraid to do stuff to call out what she stands for. Yep. I don't know about Pam Bondi. I know that on Friday it was reported that uh, Trump told Pam, get off of Fox News and start making arrests or I will fire you. And so all weekend, she didn't do any interviews on Fox News. She did a press conference today about a sex trafficking ring that they busted. Well, but I know her reputation in Florida. She has a good reputation in Florida. I lived in Florida for 5 years. She was on the side of the people. She was against drug dealers and drug cartels. And so I'm willing to give her a little more time. But I do recognize that I'm on both sides because Merrick Garland for 4 years never stood by his officers, never stood by police, never, went to the scene of a drug bust. She's been doing all of that for the past several weeks. Well, they got cases going against Democrat politicians. They got a case going against Letitia James. That will take time. I know we don't always want to give people time, but the courts move slow. The system moves slow. So that's what I got for y'all today. I thought all of that stuff was really interesting. Sorry that I ended up getting on late. I was sitting right here by the iPad at 11:30 and thought I'll play my game for just a few minutes and wait for 12 o'clock to roll around. And when I set my phone down, it said 12:15. It's like, oh no. But I agree she needs to stop doing interviews like Fox News and stuff. Do more press conferences at the scene of a drug bust, at the scene of where they had busted a sex trafficking ring. Stuff like that is okay. But she's not there to go on Fox and talk about this and that and the other. And I did agree that Matt Gaetz would have never gotten through Well, they have to wait until they have definitive proof, like with what they're doing with Tish James. They've issued subpoenas for her bank records, for not her bank records. Well, I guess you could say her bank records. They sent subpoenas to the mortgage company, and they sent subpoenas to her office. And this is all not looking good for her. Yeah, but it takes more than that. They have to do a complete investigation, do a they have to have a grand jury, then the grand jury decides whether to file charges, not file charges, what the charges should be. That all takes time. Yeah, Schiff lied to Congress. California needs to get their stuff together. Stop stop electing these ding dongs. They're going after Tish James. She's a Democrat. They went after the governor of Maine. She's a Democrat. They're getting ready to go after J.B. Pritzker in Illinois. He's a Democrat. Well, I know it makes no sense, but that's the way the law works. The court system works. They do the investigation, what they found from the investigation, then goes to a grand jury. Then the grand jury rules on potential indictments. Yeah, I saw that she had charged Trump again. That won't go nowhere. And somebody said something on Sunday that made a lot of sense. Said there are two public John Roberts. One is the reporter for Fox News. One is the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. There's a John Roberts listed on the Epstein list. Right away, the reporter from Fox, right away, he said, "That's not me. I had nothing to do with that." Right. It's John Roberts from Fox News. He's one of their regular anchors. But the Chief Justice, he has never said a word. He has never said a word. So is that the reason why all these kooky um, it does sound like a common name, but it's just surprising that there's only two public John Roberts. And John Roberts from Fox News right away said, no, it wasn't me. I've never met Epstein. I've never been to his island. I can prove it. But John Roberts from SCOTUS has said nothing. And he's had all these crazy whack job rulings that don't make any sense at all. Not at all. All right, that's what I have for y'all today. Take care. Sorry that I was late. I will be here tomorrow. Tomorrow will be at 1 o'clock. I have to go to the food pantry in the morning. So I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye for now.